Whoa,
Hey.
that was pretty good. Hey Jordan,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Good, how are you?
That's fantastic. Whew,
He was
that's
so fast he couldn't stop.
I know. Hey Jordan, tell me about yourself. How old are you?
31?
You're 31 now. How long you been running?
15 years?
15 years or so. Are you competitive?
Not much anymore. I've taken more just kind of getting what I can. I found as I'm getting older, my recovery time's a lot longer, so I push myself, you know, a few times a month, and then it's mostly just sort of lighter jogs for recovery time. So.
Okay. But what are you're doing? You've got some marathons stacked up underneath you?
I've got one marathon. I kind of switched some more. I don't think my body is built for that kind of distance, at least not regular running. I know I could do it with this, but my knees aren't very good for that kind of distance.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like being out there that long, but my body can't take it very well. So I mostly stick with halves and 10Ks, things like that.
So what's your half marathon time like?
I've run a 137 with shin splints, so there's been times where I've been definitely under that pace.
Okay. So times you've been under that pace?
Not recorded, but on my own in trainings and things like that. I've done. I can do a 7-minute kind of base, like infinity pace. That's pretty well for distance.
That's pretty darn good. So this is your really your second time playing with a GlideCycle, and was it hard to learn to run on it?
No, not really. It takes a bit because you're so used to not having equipment out there. It takes a bit to kind of trust the equipment to do what it's built to do. But once you kind of learn to trust it, just sit in it and go, it's just as comfortable as running by myself.
Just as comfortable as running unaided.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting thing to say. What does it feel like? I mean, do you feel more powerful, less powerful? Is it?
I feel like because I can sit in it, I can really focus the power into just putting like propulsion rather than going up and down too much, or just comforting the blows on my knees, that I can really just focus on forward movement. So I feel more power that way.
So you feel, what does it feel like you might be able to run without pain, that kind of thing with this?
Absolutely. I have back problems too that tend to give me cramps in my right leg because my lower back swells up and pushes on my veins and things. And this, I don't think, so far doing this right now, my back doesn't hurt at all. I don't have any problems with my legs right now. I feel it's really comfortable. So
what would you use this for if you bought one? Because you cross-train to bicycles now and swim and hike and climb and everything, so.
I like the fact that I can go distances. I miss the fact that how I used to be able to do that. I just set out and run, for several hours, and I could do that very easily on this. But then also on the harder, I think, days where I do a hard bike ride or a run, using this afterwards, it doesn't feel as grueling, where I could still get out. I could run on a daily basis using this and not kill myself.
Do you think it might fit into your training for like a half marathon or something like that, on recovery days at least? How do you see it?
Absolutely. And it's because you tend to, start kind of small, work your way up, then kind of build back down. And something like this, you could train at half marathon distance almost daily, and it wouldn't be nearly as grueling. So you don't have to. Your training regimen could change to where you're putting in that kind of time and distance without having to worry about injury or overrunning.
Yeah. What's your mile time like these days?
It's not the best. I can run a sub 6, maybe about 5:30 or so, but it's definitely dwindled.
That's interesting. I wonder if we train on this, if you could break 5 pretty easily. Or
I think I could, being able to focus on just movement, not worrying about the other things in my knees and my back, and just pushing myself along. I feel pretty confident that I could.
Oh, that's fantastic. So overall, what's your assessment? What would you say to runners who need to cross-train and are cross-training on bicycles and that kind of stuff now? Is this like a closer simulation to running? How close to running is it really for you?
It feels great, and actually kind of what I like about it, one of the problems that a lot of runners have, and I know I do this myself, is that the longer you run, you start getting tighter and your stride shortens, and you start putting more motion up and down, not as much forward, using different muscles, and this, you really can stride out. And I think as a trainer for yourself when regular running, you will get used to that longer stride. But I mean, it's absolutely not painful like distance, and for runners who are getting a little older, and even people who want to run long regularly, or just get their heart rate up without that kind of damage to their body of the grueling sort of nature of running. I mean, it would be a really invaluable tool for that.
Wow, that's an interesting assessment. That's way cool. So, hey, well, thanks for training with us a little bit. And
thanks for letting me train. It's been great.
Yeah, I can't wait until you take your GlideCycle away and go out and really start kicking it.
Thanks a lot.
You bet.